Welcome to today's explainer. We're diving headfirst into something we all absolutely love to do. But, well, we might not know exactly how to talk about it perfectly in English. I'm talking about the vocabulary of relaxation. We're going to explore the fine art of doing absolutely nothing and look at how two tiny little words can completely change the vibe of our sentences. But before we really get going, I want to test your intuition for a second. Just think about it. Do you know the exact difference between telling someone you were hanging around versus hanging about? Well, the answer is zero. There is literally no difference at all. Okay, let's dive right into this core concept. When we attach the particles around or about to a verb, it instantly alters the whole feeling of the action. It completely strips away the urgency. These phrasal verbs express the idea of acting in a highly relaxed way, entirely without a particular purpose or without concentrating too hard. And it's worth noting right up front, almost all of the verbs we're going to cover today are wonderfully informal. It's basically the perfect language for your weekend plans. And honestly, that should bring a huge sigh of relief for anyone studying these phrases. Please do not stress about picking the wrong one. Around and about are incredibly interchangeable in this context. Both of these are equally possible with almost all the verbs we're exploring today. Oh, and keep an eye out because in some regions, the simple word round can also jump right in and replace them completely. Now, all of this fantastic nuance comes directly from a beautifully structured grammar guide. This text is going to act as our trusty map as we journey through these informal idioms today, breaking down exactly how native speakers spend their time and their space when they have absolutely nothing pressing to do. Section 1. Killing time. So, let's see how this actually builds our vocabulary. We can split killing time into two distinct categories: waiting and relaxing. When your focus is strictly on waiting, meaning you stay in one place doing very little until something happens, you'd use phrases like wait about or the wildly common hang around. But if your focus is pure, intentional relaxation, you shift over to verbs like laze about, lie around, or sit about. Just listen to how peaceful this sounds. For the first week of our holiday, we usually just laze about on the beach. That phrasing paints an immediate mental image, doesn't it? It's aimless, it's perfect, and it represents actively choosing to do absolutely nothing but soak in the sun. But, context is absolutely everything. Contrast that vacation bliss with this sentiment. Please let me help you. I don't like just sitting about all day. Here, sitting about is still a state of doing very little, but the speaker is clearly uncomfortable with it. It's a state of aimless inactivity that they're actively trying to escape by offering to help. Now, what's really fascinating here is the dual nature of one specific verb, messing. When we talk about messing about or messing around, the meaning splits based entirely on the situation. On one hand, it can mean innocently playing or doing things with no real purpose. But on the other hand, it can take a slightly negative turn, meaning behaving stupidly or just wasting time. Let's look at the innocent side first. Tim spends his weekends messing around in the garage repairing things. Tim isn't under any pressure here. He doesn't have a strict deadline or some professional goal. He's just tinkering, happily enjoying his hobby without any rigid structure. However, take that exact same phrase and drop it into a classroom setting, and the tone shifts dramatically. The pupils were given extra homework for messing around in class. Here, the relaxing vibe crosses the line straight into disciplinary territory. The students were behaving stupidly and wasting time when they really should have been concentrating. Okay, red flag time. There is a major linguistic exception you need to watch out for. Pay close attention to this. If you drop a person into the middle of this phrase, making it messing someone about or messing someone around, it loses all of its relaxed, innocent vibe. This is informal English for treating someone badly, wasting their time, or just failing to commit to a promise. So, we've thoroughly covered how to playfully, or sometimes negatively, waste our time. But that raises a really interesting question. How do we use this exact same grammar to talk about wasting space? Section 2. Occupying space. Once again, we can break this down by the specific type of action, or in this case, the lack of action. And notice here how the word round frequently joins the party. If you're occupying a space, but you're actually moving, like walking around a particular area without a clear destination, you're milling about. But if you're entirely stationary, just spending time rooted in one spot doing very little, you're simply standing around. To truly get a feel for milling, just picture this scene. Fans were milling about the hotel lobby hoping to see the film star and get her autograph. You can see it, right? A whole crowd of people restlessly pacing back and forth, slowly walking in loops while they occupy the lobby area, just waiting for an event to happen. Now, look at the exact same physical space, but a totally different action. Meanwhile, photographers and journalists were standing about chatting to each other. The journalists are sharing the lobby with the fans, but they aren't pacing. They're stationary, just hanging out in clusters, chatting while they wait. It's a subtle distinction for sure, but milling implies that restless movement, while standing implies staying put. Section 3. Tours and commitments. Stepping slightly away from doing nothing, let's look at a wildly common idiom, stick around. It simply means to stay somewhere for a period of time, usually used informally. So the crucial point is, if someone asks, "Can you stick around this afternoon?" they're just casually asking if you'll remain in that location for a little while longer. And this brilliantly illustrates our final point, navigating a space with a guest. We have two very similar phrases here, take someone around versus show someone around. Both definitely involve visiting a place with another person, but there's a distinct difference in the intention behind the tour. If you say, "I'll take you around the office and introduce you to the other account managers if you like," you're offering a super friendly, informal guide through a physical space. You're just moving through the area together, making some introductions. But listen to this polite refusal. "No, it's all right, thanks. The boss has already shown me around." Showing someone around carries the specific nuance that the person is seeing a place they haven't visited before, and you're actively pointing out the most interesting or important parts to them. It's way more of an official tour than just taking them through it. And just like that, we've reached the end of our journey through the vocabulary of relaxation and aimlessness. I want to leave you with a quick challenge. Think about your current situation right this very second. Applying what we just learned, are you sitting about, hanging around, or are you finally ready to stop messing around and get back to work? Whatever you choose to do next, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I can't wait to guide you through our next explainer.